Alright, and we're back with more Planet Crafter. So I had a recording problem earlier. Hopefully this does not cause issues now. I actually played a little bit earlier and I was recording, but my software had an issue. What I've done is I've moved some of my equipment around. I've built a new, bigger shelter. Added a few more vegetubes. I got my first grass spreader. This is my first instance of biomass. I also have to build a communications satellite and a message receiver. Might as well do that now. Iron, silicon, magnesium is what I need. Silicon, and magnesium. There's magnesium. Hopefully the recording doesn't screw up this time. Okay, I need 2 silicon. There we are. That is a graphical glitch. That's not what it would look like. Well, hopefully it would look like that eventually, but terraformation index is climbing up pretty quickly now. That's a good thing. Put this here. Okay, perfect. No communication antenna in range. We will get that later. Okay, aluminum, iron, titanium, silicon. Okay, just 1 silicon will do it. Normally let's see here. Normally I put the satellite on top of the house, but I might just put it here for now. Yeah, okay. Low power, how many kilowatts do I need? 117, okay. I need to build another. Do I have the aluminum for that? Well, I know where to find aluminum. That's over here. I do have some more oxygen bottles. Okay, might as well save real quick. Yep, low power, understood. There was aluminum around here, if I remember right. This is a bit of a problem, always having to... Here we go. There we are. Okay, 2 cobalt. Yeah. There's 1. There's 2. Okay. Iron, magnesium, silicon. Magnesium, might as well mine some more aluminum while I'm at it. And I do have an extra iron in my base, so I might as well use that up. God, that's frustrating, having to always look for more aluminum. Or aluminium, I should say. Need more water. Yeah, maybe I'll gather a little bit more sulfur. I will need it later on in the game. check on something real quick. Alright. I think I'm going to have more coffee while I run back. So, you ultimately want to have plant life. One thing I've thought about is, what is the difference between the leaves of a plant and the solar panel ionization? What happens is light hits the solar panels, and I need iron, and causes ionization. That causes electricity, generates electricity. So the question is, how are solar panels different than, say, plants and chlorophyll? Well, what's happening there? A message from Sentinel Corp. What's happening there is, so the way light works by the laws of physics, the way light works is you either have a light emitter, like lamps at the sun, or you have a light reflector. Plants like the color green, or they don't like the color green, I should say. What happens is when you're looking at things, say, for example, this white wall on the house here, what's happening is that this panel is absorbing every color. Well, it's not every color, it's gray, but if it were white, it's absorbing every color and reflecting. What am I saying? No, the opposite. It's rejecting every color and reflecting back a white. That's also why the Apollo astronauts didn't overheat, because their suits were white to reflect as much sunlight away from them as they could. And the opposite is black. Black is absorbing every color and reflecting nothing. And light carries energy. It carries energy and it carries heat. So generally, things that are covered in black pigment are going to be warmer than things covered in white pigment, just because they are reflecting. The white pigment is reflecting light. So when you see green plants, what you're really seeing is the plant is absorbing every color and reflecting green. And light carries energy, and the frequency of the light determines its color. So red, and for example, infrared is lower light frequency, and then violet and ultraviolet is higher light frequency. The violet light carries more energy than the red light. And I need some food here pretty soon. But the plants like the ultraviolet light and the blue light. They don't really care for the green light or the red, because it just simply doesn't carry as much energy. Okay, a launch platform. I cannot build that yet. So anyway, what plants do... One second. What plants do is they take the energy of the light, and through photosynthesis, they create sugars. When you plant a seed in the ground, the seed already has some simple sugars that it uses as its food when it first starts growing. And eventually it will grow into an adult plant, and it has the ability to use its own photosynthesis process to make its own food. Solar panels don't eat, or machinery doesn't eat. It doesn't use sugars. But the light, when it hits the silicon in the solar panels, the blue cells here. It causes ionization. The ionization eventually creates electricity. So in one system, the photosynthesis of the plants and the chlorophyll uses light to create sugar, which it then eats. The solar panels use light to create they ionize things, and light causes ionization, and it creates electricity. That you could argue that's what the machinery eats. I suppose you have, here you have a grass spreader. There you go, little grasses here. This will help increase oxygen. And plants, you do want plants. These little grasses are using light reflected off of that planet. And that one and all the light, ambient light around to create photosynthesis to live. The game itself, no, the game itself will not allow you to use photosynthesis. I cannot build a whole bunch of those outdoor lights to shine on the plant and have it grow faster. But just for argument's sake, this drill uses electricity generated by the solar panels. So that's the difference between the chlorophyll of the leaves of the plant and the ionization of the solar panels. Now, what is the next step? I think I need to look at the blueprints here. T1 nuclear reactor at 60 micropascals of pressure. Flower pot, I don't really grow flowers. T1 blueprint pinning. That allows me to, you notice whenever I have a crafting recipe, I have to say it out loud a couple times. So the blueprint pinning will allow me to save a crafting recipe in the upper left corner. Only 0.26% of the way to water. Yeah, that one's not ready yet. I need food. Yeah, 93%, not quite ready yet. I suppose the next thing I should build is a advanced crafting station. Okay, titanium, magnesium, silicon. Titanium, magnesium, silicon is what I need. And there's titanium. Here's silicon. Now I just need magnesium. Do I have the kilowattage? I might. Next thing to build would I need to build a recycler so I can deconstruct some of those uranium rods and super alloy rods. That would be good to have. Even though the advanced craft station is more advanced. Perfect, I have enough. You do still want to keep the T1 craft station because you will still need to be able to make certain things. Okay, so a super alloy. Yep, you need pretty much everything except the radioactive ones. T4 oxygen tank, 3 super alloys. Super alloy is always a pain. Okay, there's your uranium rod. There's your rocket engine. T1 jetpack, you need 2 rocket engines. So, can I build a recycler? Microchip, this is why you need. Okay, microchip deconstruction. 12 kilowatt. I'm going to need more kilowatt hours. I need more kilowatt hours. Okay, cobalt, iron, magnesium, silicon. I'm already almost out of aluminum. Okay. Cobalt, iron, magnesium, silicon. I have my iron. Cobalt, iron, okay, magnesium, silicon. Nope. There we are. Yep. Food level is low. Yep, time for another solar panel. After that, I will need to build a nuclear reactor. Yeah, I might as well. Get some ice so I can make some more water. I like having the solar panels all face the same way. It's just Now I am. Is this ready yet? Yes, it is. I can eat that. Can I make... Well, here's exact... Can I make ice from this? No, I cannot. The only way to make water is with the basic craft station. When can I build a water collector? There it is. So what this will do is it will just take water out of the atmosphere at 875 kilo terraformation index. So in about 400 more. Okay, T1 blueprint. Don't really need that. Don't really care for the flower pot. I'm just going to have to go and get more super alloy. So I'm going to need a lot of aluminum. 1, 2, 3. I have a T3. Oh, it's a T2 oxygen tank. Yeah. How do you make a T3 oxygen tank? Okay, okay. Okay, almost like a super alloy, so I need more aluminum. I need iron. This is why you need a basic craft station. Okay, then I need silicon, magnesium, titanium, aluminum. Silicon, magnesium, titanium, aluminum. You know, it would be better if I made a door over here, but... Come on, there we go. Okay, silicon, magnesium, titanium, aluminum. Okay, so I just need silicon and aluminum now. I keep having to go farther and farther away to get the aluminum. I don't remember. Is there a Tech 3 crafting station? I don't remember. Is there aluminum in here? No, there's not. There is iridium, though. I kind of don't think there is. Okay, might as well. While I'm here, might as well get as much aluminum as I can. Because I will need it. So this area... When I get my first mine drill, I really should set up in this area so I can get more aluminum. Nope, that's silicon. Hopefully this delivers something good. This might be a sandstorm, actually. Yep. That is interesting. The aluminum and the magnesium do look somewhat similar. The aluminum is obviously more shinier. More aluminum. I have 3 more spots in my inventory. I may as well fill it up with aluminum. 1. Nope, that's silicon. 2. 3. Now the question is do I have enough food to get back to my place? I'm gonna need more food. I need more of everything, honestly. The next step is a T4 backpack. Then I need to make some super alloy. You know, I might as well... Yeah, I want to make a recycler so that I can uncraft those super alloy rods I found, because super alloy is kind of hard to come by. I can also uncraft the iridium and uranium rods. So I think the plan is I'm going to make a better oxygen tank. Maybe I'll do the couple tiers of oxygen tank. Might as well drink some water. I should go back for more aluminum, but I'll do a little later. So I think the plan is upgrade the oxygen tank. And then... let's see here. Super alloy. I need 3 of those, so I need... okay, might as well save. I need 3 cobalt. Okay, so pretty much everything except aluminum times 3. Cobalt, iron, silicon, magnesium, times 3. Okay, silicon, titanium, iron. Yeah, my inventory is going to fill up, so I'm going to have to... now I need cobalt. There it is. Yeah, I don't have the inventory space, so I need to make the super alloy one at a time. I can't believe I'm going to have to go all the way over there, well, to get more aluminum, hopefully. Okay, that's 1. Okay. Okay. Will I have enough to make the recycler? You know, yeah, do I make the recycler first, or do I make the oxygen tank first? I'm thinking the oxygen tank, just because it will allow me to travel greater distances, i.e. to get the aluminum. Yeah, I think upgrade oxygen tank first, then make the recycler. Then after that, I'm not quite sure. Yep. Now I need 2 cobalt. Okay, 1 of everything. Well, and 2 cobalt. 1 of everything, 2 cobalt. I'm going to need more. Yeah, I might just barely have enough aluminum. 2 cobalt. Okay, and 1 of everything. So, titanium, iron, silicon, magnesium. That should do it. And 2 cobalt. 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 Perfect. T1 blueprint pinning. I might need a... yeah, I might want to have a bigger exoskeleton. Actually, I'm going to save there. Another super alloy. Oxygen tank. I want that. T4 backpack. Well, that might not be a bad thing to have. How do I make the blueprint pinning? Super alloy. You know, that's not as critical. T2 agility boots. Do I have that? Yep. You know, I might... well, the backpack would be a good thing. Or do I make the recycler? Microchip deconstruction. Do I make the recycler, or do I make the I could probably make both. Do I have the kilowattage? Yes. Do I make the backpack or the... you know what? I think I'm going to make the backpack first, so I can carry more. Then I make the recycler. Okay, super alloy times 3. Titanium. This does kind of suck that I have to go further and further away. Okay. Silicon, magnesium, iron, cobalt. Where's cobalt? There it is. This does kind of suck that I have to keep going further and further away. Do I have, okay, titanium, silicon, I can make another one probably. Magnesium, iron, silicon, titanium, cobalt. I do not have the inventory space. Okay. Time for a little more coffee. 1 second. Okay. I like coffee. Just straight up black coffee. No cream, no sugar. One more super alloy and 1 titanium. So, my first time ever drinking black coffee was in the Boy Scouts of America in about 1998 to 2001, and we were going on a camp out. I don't remember if I've told this story, I'll just tell it again. We were going on a camp out, and all the dads started waking up, and they were making coffee in the Boy Scout camper stove. Seems to me I'm missing something. Yeah. And I wanted to be like my dad, and so I asked him to pour me a little cup of coffee. We had those little camping coffee cups made out of metal. So he poured me one, just straight black coffee, no cream, no sugar, and it was kind of bitter, but there we go, more storage space. But I did like it. I've been drinking black coffee ever since. Okay, a jetpack is a good thing to have. Well, I found those other rocket engines, but I don't know what they're used for. That's a T2 rocket engine. I think my goal now should be, well, 2 microchip deconstruct, 3 super alloy. I have enough aluminum, so I think 3 super alloy and 2 deconstructors, so I can make the recycler, so I can deconstruct some things. Okay, 3 super alloy. Do I have the storage? 1 cobalt, 1, 2 iron. Well, I need 3 of everything. 1, 2. That's weird that it glitches like that sometimes. 1. Okay, I have 3 iron. 3 cobalt. 3 silicon. I just need 2 more magnesium. This will be a lot easier when I finally get my drill, my mine drill. You know, I wonder, melts. I don't know if this snow here, it's a graphical, it was always there, or if it's just indicating that this ice is very slowly melting. Hopefully there's some ice is covering like some cave or a doorway or something, and I can explore that area. And I need 3 titanium. I knew I was missing something. You know, hopefully I can explore that area and get some valuable items. There we go, the grass is coming along nicely. Now it's graphical. I'm turning the graphic settings on low just to, you know, be good to my computer, I should think. What is my battery? There it is. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. I only have 1 aluminum. It's amazing how fast, how quickly you burn through these things. Okay, 2 silicon and 2 magnesium. 2 silicon and 2 magnesium. That's what we need now. Yeah, the iron does look similar to the silicon. Okay, and I'm running out of food. I need more food. Later on, you can get outdoor garden plots. You can make outdoor garden plots. And that will allow you to grow a little more food. Open recycler. Do I have to? I think I should rotate it. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Probably better if it were just, say, there, because I need to press this button. Okay, is anything ready yet? Can I eat? No. Means I'm gonna starve to death. Super alloy rod. What should I make next? Jetpack. Osmium rod will come in handy later. Jetpack. There we go. Look at all that super alloy. That's excellent. Okay, to make a rocket engine, I need two iridium, 4 uranium. Because I need 2 of those. 2 iridium rod and 4 uranium. Do I have the iridium rods? I do. I do not have enough uranium yet. Which means I'm going to have to go and find some. I can deconstruct the uranium rod. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. In real life, radioactivity does not glow green. It actually glows blue. Now I need 1 titanium. One thing about titanium I learned the other day was that titanium is somewhat similar to aluminum in that it is very light and very strong, and it can withstand very high temperatures. So the game is correct in the sense that you would want to have titanium supporting your rocket engines for your jetpack so that, there we go, now I can fly, so that your rocket engines don't immediately burn up. I don't know what the T2 rocket engine is for as of yet. Biomass. Okay, now do I want a pin? Do I want to pin a recipe? You know, it might not be a bad idea. Silicon T3 mining speed, might as well upgrade. That is a T2 mining speed, might as well upgrade to T3. Do I have a better exoskeleton? T2 exoskeleton. No. Okay, super alloy and silicon. I'm going to starve to death pretty soon. Super alloy and silicon. You know, since I'm going to die very shortly anyway, I'm just going to put all that there so I don't drop anything. I need 1 silicon. I might have just enough to get... there it is. Actually, you know what? There we go. T3 mining speed. Osmium. I do not have... well, I do have osmium. I have an osmium rod. I could deconstruct that. I don't know if I want to do that yet, though. Just allows me to pin only for the ability to pin a... well, I can make a Tech 2 torch. Yeah, that might be good. It's only... okay, magnesium and sulfur. Yeah, that helped quite a bit there. Okay, magnesium. Magnesium. One thing about, if I remember right about magnesium, they used to use it in flash photography. That's why in the game, when you make light sources, you have magnesium. The game probably representing that you are turning it into a very fine powder to create a flash. Okay. I don't notice much of a difference. Might be a little bigger, but I don't know. Next upgrade, probably a better exoskeleton would be good. I do want that water collector. Eventually what happens is you get to the point where you can... Well, there we go. It's climbing up to 875 KTI. It is climbing up there. Well, eventually you get to the point where you will have lakes of water. You can build a module for your suit, a water filter, and you can literally drink from the lake, the various lakes. That's not until later. Okay, a T5 backpack at 5 mega terraformation index. T4 heater at 63 parts per billion of oxygen. The biodome, I forgot what that... Well, okay, there we go. Perfect place to grow plants and generate oxygen at 100 nanokelvins. A sign, for some reason, the planet needs to be warm enough to have a sign. Nuclear reactor would be good. Well, it's getting there. 53 micropascals. This unlocks at 60 micropascals, I suppose. 875. That's about 122 terraformation index away. Well, do I have another? I do. I could make another vegetube if I have the kilowattage, which I do. Silicon, magnesium, aluminum. Let me guess. Well, you know, I could deconstruct it. Well, do I? Silicon, magnesium, aluminum. And water. I will need more ice. So my question is, do I deconstruct a super alloy rod for the aluminum, or do I go back to the aluminum place? I think I'm going to go back to the aluminum place. Aluminum Valley, I should say. Magnesium, silicon. Yeah, I know. Magnesium, silicon. 1 aluminum. Okay, this is going to be asteroids. God, it sucks I have to go this far out. You do see it, okay. You know, I suppose it might have been better for me to set up my base in a more open... Well, I can fly now because I have a jetpack. What am I doing walking around like an idiot? I suppose it would have been better to set up in a more open area as just delivering iron and silicon. Anyway, better to be in a more open area so that I can get more of these asteroid impacts, meteor shower impacts. Sometimes it will rain down a meteor shower of super alloy, which is very nice to have. Super alloy is difficult to come by. Anyway, Yeah, maybe I'll just make another vegetube, place it close by. I need to make more ice, well, more water, I should say. Terraformation index going up, that's perfect. Need to grow more food. I might, yeah, you know what? I do not have explosive powder. A launch platform. I will need that eventually, but I think not yet. Food grower, aluminum, which I don't have, and iron. I only have one more bag of eggplant to grow. Now my question is, do I... Well, there's lerma seeds. I can make, you know what? Maybe I make another grass spreader. And of course it needs aluminum. And magnesium. And I don't have the food. Okay, the mushroom provides more food than the eggplant. Well, maybe I will make a grass spreader. Another one. Need another water bottle. Magnesium. Do I have the kilowattage? Probably. No, I don't. I need a nuclear reactor. That's what I need. When does that unlock? 6. Well, I'm actually getting pretty close. Maybe I could pause the video here and wait for the nuclear reactor, or I could do that in the next episode. Maybe that should be my goal, to build a Tech 1 nuclear reactor. I think that will be in the next episode, getting more power at 60 micropascals. I think that should be the goal.